Hey guys, this is Lauren Poli with Junior Achievement. Today I am here with Miss Lori Saitz. Lori, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So can you tell us a bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah. So my name is Lori Saitz. As you said, my company is called Zen Rabbit. And Zen Rabbit has actually been through several iterations
Okay.
before it became what it is today. And we can talk a little bit about that as
Yeah.
we get into this. But yeah, I am here in Northern Virginia. And what else to tell you? Like a long and winding road
Sure.
to get, like a lot of people I'm sure that you talk to is to get where I am. This isn't
Yeah.
where I intended to be. Like I didn't really know where I was gonna, and I don't want to say end up because my journey is still continuing,
Right,
but
right.
you know,
But this was not like the plan. Like this is not what I wanted to be when I grew up.
no. You know what? When I went to college, I was thinking I wanted to go into television
Okay.
and be like a TV host like Katie Couric.
Sure.
And that's my plan. That was
Yeah.
my plan. But that changed when I was even in college. I didn't even get out of college with that plan.
Yeah.
And my first jobs were in marketing.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I love marketing.
It's fun.
But you never know. Yeah, I just, there's so many people who go to school for one thing and then end up doing something else because the opportunity comes up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I mean, it's probably a good thing because some people like go to college for the entire time and then realize this is not what I want to do. So at least you kind of figured it out like in the process.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of like what opportunities open up to you.
Sure.
And what sounds interesting to go
Absolutely.
do.
Right. Yeah. You want to, I was talking to somebody the other day and it was, like, don't stay like, I majored in whatever, so I have to stay there. Like, no, like if you have an opportunity and it sounds like something you're interested in, like follow that. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So what does a typical day look like for you?
Oh my gosh. So I have my own company. This is my own company. And there is no typical day. Like every day is different. I do spend a lot of time on Zoom calls now, whereas sometimes those would have been in-person meetings, but I'm constantly talking to different people and building relationships. I'm on social media, building relationships. LinkedIn is my favorite platform, although I just got on Clubhouse and I'm loving that too.
Yes.
And and it's all about talking to people and building relationships. That's really, I used to teach networking strategies and networking skills. And I would always say your most valuable asset in business, and I would even in life, is your network of connections.
Yes.
Because no matter what happens to you, if you get laid off from a job, if you are starting a company, in your personal life, if something, God forbid, tragic happens or happy happens, you have people there to support and celebrate and be with you.
Yeah, community is really important. And I know it's a cliche. It's like not what you know, but who you know. But I mean, you do have to build that, like you said, a network of not only professional contacts, but just people who kind of maybe like have certain skills, know how to do things. And it's like, like I need yada yada. Oh, so and so's really good at that. Let me go. Yes. Oh my God.
Mechanic. Or a plumber or whatever it is. Yeah, when you have that strong network, you can reach out and you can make introductions for other people, which makes you a valuable part of other people's networks.
Exactly.
And this isn't a skill that we learned in school.
No.
And I didn't learn it from my parents either. So I know we're kind of going off on a tangent, but this is so important for students at any age. Like the earlier you start, the better off you are.
Absolutely.
In building that network.
Yeah. I mean, like create a business card, have an e-portfolio, do something so that when you do meet somebody, you're like, hey, and it's not just like add me on Facebook, because I mean, it's helpful. I definitely like add people on Facebook so that you can kind of get back to them later. But building, like that next level of a connection is a great idea. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. So, yeah, so our company program students are learning about all the aspects of the business process. And in your business, I know that you focus a lot on mindfulness and gratitude, which might not be, one of the main lessons, but I think it's so important and it may be something that we don't think about. So can you speak to that and what you're doing? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting. When I started my first business in 2003, I
Hmm.
looked around at what successful business people did.
Hmm.
And one of the things I found that the majority of them had in common was that they practiced meditation.
Okay.
So if people like Ray Dalio and Russell Simmons and Oprah Winfrey's a big one, Ariana Huffington, you look across the spectrum,
Hmm.
LeBron James,
Hmm.
Carly Lloyd, who played for the Women's World Cup soccer team, all practice meditation. Well, what is it?
Yeah.
Why
What's
do
up with
they do
that?
that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Why do they do that? And there's so many reasons, but it
Hmm.
helps keep them centered and grounded. And that from that place, they can make better decisions. I mean, Ray
Hmm.
Dalio's $1 billion on Wall Street that he manages the world's largest hedge fund. And he encourages his employees to
Yeah.
practice meditation. When people like that are using this as a tool for business success, I mean, personal success and business success,
Sure. Sure. Sure.
you kind of have to pay attention to that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, that is the starting point. So
Hmm.
using meditation, I hear from a lot of people that they're not good at meditation because they can't quiet the thoughts in their mind.
Too much going on.
And yeah, somebody last week I was talking with someone who used the phrase puppy mind. You like imagine a puppy and they're like running everywhere and they
Yeah.
have no control of anything. Is a puppy mind. Yeah. But that's part of meditating, whether you just do it for 5 minutes, like starting with 5 minutes.
Hmm.
I learned how to meditate when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
My mom took my brother and me to a course on meditation. And then I didn't practice it like when I was a teenager or a young
Sure.
adult.
Sure.
But if I had, looking back, I wish I had continued the practice. I
Yeah.
picked it up again many, many years later. And now I do it every single day when I wake up.
Hmm.
But start even with 5 minutes, a guided meditation, or just listening to music, or just sitting quietly. Or guided meditations sometimes are a little easier because you're paying attention to what the meditation teacher
Right.
is saying. So your
Right.
puppy mind is a little bit under control.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you meditate,
Hmm.
things happen that
Hmm.
would not otherwise happen in your life. It's almost like magic, but it's
Okay.
not magic. There's
Sure.
science and research and psychology behind it.
Yeah.
But cool things start happening. Coincidences, people come into your life, resources, situations show up that are in your benefit.
Hmm.
It just makes such a big difference. And so I just really encourage
Yeah.
that, using that as a tool, just as you would studying or the networking or what.
Hmm.
It's all part of the puzzle of being successful.
Yeah. 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 No, that makes
And
sense.
then
It's yeah.
gratitude. Go ahead.
Oh,
Did
no,
I
no, no.
cut?
You're fine. You're fine. Please.
Oh, and then
Gratitude.
gratitude comes into that as another piece, especially for business, but again, in life in general.
Yeah.
Showing appreciation for people who do something nice for you, people
Hmm.
who are in your life, as a tool for gratitude.
Hmm.
That's actually what my first business was. I was selling a product called the Gratitude Cookie,
Oh,
and it was a cross between a butter and a sugar cookie, and based on a family recipe.
nice.
But it was a tool for businesses to say thank you to their clients and to
Yeah.
people who sent them referrals, or to their employees, their team members. So important. And gratitude doesn't have to cost a lot. I remember doing an internship, my first, when I was a senior in college.
Hmm.
And the guy who ran the agency I worked for, every day before I would leave, would say, thank you so much for your contribution today. And it
Hmm.
made a big impression on me.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
It's just, it makes you feel good. So even if it's nothing more than words, which
Hmm.
cost nothing,
Right.
or a handwritten note that you could mail to somebody,
Hmm.
old school mail.
Yeah. Well, I love getting mail that's not bills.
Right. It, again, that just puts you head and shoulders above any competition,
Mhm.
makes you stand out, makes you more memorable. Sending thank you notes after an interview, for
Yes.
example.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, another one of my interviews talked about that very same thing. Like she was apparently, that's one of the reasons that she was hired at one point, because she was like the only candidate who followed up after the fact.
I had a
And
similar story.
okay, yeah, and it seems like such a simple thing, and you're like, oh, well, what's that going to do? Like, it can do a lot. So,
Yes. Yes.
absolutely. Oh, I love that. That's, yeah, and it's things like you said that we kind of don't maybe think about as much as we should, but also, we personally like to be recognized. It's like you said, like just hey, like I see what you're doing. That's awesome. Keep doing it. Not
Right.
hard, just
Right.
just kind of paying attention and making sure that you kind of verbalize, especially I think our personal relationships would be better if we're like, hey, thanks for taking out the trash, or like,
Yes.
thanks for picking up food on your way home, or whatever. So absolutely.
Exactly.
Ah, that's
Exactly.
so good. Well, and so it's great segue. So yeah, do you have any advice to our students about applying what they've learned, these concepts like in their classes? So like not only in their kind of educational careers, but their everyday interactions.
Yeah. Finding the opportunities to
Hmm.
say thank you, finding the opportunities to share gratitude
Hmm.
anywhere that you can find it. It's at finding the opportunities is about looking for them.
Yeah.
And so if you can look at things, every situation, no matter how uh, I don't negative or
Hmm.
unfortunate or
Hmm.
bad it looks, you can find some piece of gratitude in it.
Yes.
Like let's say your car breaks down. This
Right.
actually happened to me. Your
Oh,
car breaks down, and not recently, but
sure.
uh, and you're angry and frustrated because now you're stuck on the side of the road. Well, look around and say, oh, well, thankfully I got to the side of the road and I'm not in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm in a safe place, or thankfully the tow truck's coming to get me. Whatever it is,
Hmm.
you can find that place of gratitude. You're just going to bring, again, it's kind of like magic, but bringing more good things into your life when you're appreciative for what you have. I don't
Hmm.
remember who said it, but if you can't be appreciative for the things that you have, then how will you be appreciative for more?
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's and like you said, especially like with the car breaking down example, like it's so easy, and we totally do, and I totally do, where it's easier to focus on the negative, and you're like, "Frah, frah, 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 frah," and then but like take a minute and be like, okay,
Yeah.
could I don't want to say it could be worse, but it could be worse, which I think is great advice for the current situation. Like just kind of everything is weird right now, but like take a minute and think about the good things in your life, and focus on those until we can continue to move forward. So
Yeah. Yeah. You'll always find what you're looking for.
hmm.
So if you're looking for the good, you
Hmm.
will find it. If you're
Yes.
looking for the negative, you will find it. I heard Barbara Corcoran, the
Yeah.
real estate mogul. She's
Hmm.
also on Shark Tank.
Yes. Yeah.
I was listening to her on Clubhouse last night,
Hmm.
and one thing she said that really resonated was that when you are feeling sorry for yourself, you're
Hmm.
giving up your power.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, because yeah, you're focusing on just kind of like moping,
I'm the
and
victim.
uh-huh.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
you can come from that place of gratitude, there's so much power there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's so good. I really, that's great advice. I think this will be really good for our viewers. And thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us about this. This has been great. I could talk to you for another hour and a half, but I know you have lots of things to get done today. But again, thank you, and hopefully we will maybe see you on another call, or even in person at some
Yeah,
point. Wouldn't that be great?
sounds good. Sounds good. My pleasure to be here. Thanks, Lauren.
Absolutely. Yeah. See you soon.